This isn't just a truck, it's a road train. Over 50 meters long, weighing more than 200 tons, and hauling more cargo than a freight train. But here's the real question. Why does Australia use these giants instead of regular trucks? And just how long can these beasts really get? Today, we're diving deep into the world of road trains, how they work, why Australia needs them, and just how ridiculously long they can get. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll never look at trucking the same way again. Would you dare drive one of these monsters? Let me know in the comments. Australia's landscape is unlike anywhere else. Cities are spread hundreds, sometimes thousands, of miles apart, and rail networks are limited. If you need to transport massive amounts of cargo across this vast land, you have two choices. Either make multiple trips with smaller trucks, or haul everything in one go with a road train. And in a place where efficiency is everything, the answer is obvious. A standard semi-truck pulling a single trailer just wouldn't cut it. It would take too many trips, burn too much fuel, and drive up costs. Road trains allow companies to move bulk goods like livestock, fuel, mining equipment, and groceries in one single haul. They might seem excessive, but in Australia, they're the most practical solution for long-haul transport. But here's the big question. Should other countries start using them too? Would they be just as effective elsewhere, or is this something that only works in Australia? Just how big are they? Let's put this into perspective. A standard semi-truck with one trailer is about 20 meters long. An Australian road train, it can be over 50 meters long with up to 4 trailers linked together. And the heaviest ones can haul more than 200 tons. That's heavier than a fully loaded Boeing 747. With this kind of size, maneuvering becomes a challenge. Turning requires an absolutely massive radius, and stopping isn't instant either. A fully loaded road train can take over 500 meters to come to a complete stop. That's 5 football fields of braking distance. Now imagine driving one of these on a narrow outback road surrounded by heat, dust, and wildlife. Would you have the nerve to handle it? A road train isn't just a big truck with extra trailers. The mechanics behind it are completely different. More trailers mean more axles, more brakes, and a whole lot more power under the hood. A normal semi-truck typically has an engine producing around 500 to 600 horsepower. That's powerful, but it's nothing compared to a road train, which can have more than 700 horsepower, and in some cases, even pushing 1,000 HP. And it needs every bit of that power to pull these massive loads through Australia's extreme conditions. The transmission is another beast entirely. Road trains use 18-speed gearboxes to handle the extra torque needed to move such enormous weight. And when it comes to stopping, they rely on multiple braking systems, including air brakes and engine brakes, to slow down safely. Because with that much weight, a simple tap on the brakes isn't going to do much. So why go through all this trouble? The answer is simple: efficiency. A road train allows companies to transport more cargo in a single trip, cutting down on costs, reducing fuel consumption per ton, and keeping the number of trucks on the road lower. That means less congestion and fewer vehicles burning fuel. But there's a downside. These monsters are dangerous to drive in high winds, difficult to stop, and require a lot of skill to maneuver. And unlike smaller trucks, they can't just go anywhere. There are strict regulations on where road trains can operate, with many roads completely off limits. So while they're incredibly useful, they're not exactly practical for every situation. If given the choice, would you rather drive one massive road train or take multiple trips with a smaller truck? Driving a road train isn't just a job, it's a lifestyle. Australian truckers, or truckies, are a breed of their own, spending days, sometimes weeks, on the road, crossing some of the most remote and unforgiving terrain in the world. They have to be completely self-sufficient. Many cook their meals on portable stoves, sleep in their cabs, and rely on CB radios to communicate with other drivers. And there's a strong sense of brotherhood among them. The truckie code means looking out for each other. whether it's helping out with breakdowns, warning about road hazards, or just sharing a meal at a truck stop. Driving a road train isn't something just anyone can do. Most truckers start with smaller rigs before working their way up. It's a badge of honor to be trusted with one of these giants, but it also comes with serious risks. The Australian outback is one of the harshest environments on Earth, and road train drivers have to deal with all of it. Temperatures can reach over 50 degrees Celsius. Dust storms can reduce visibility to nothing, and a breakdown in the middle of nowhere can mean being stranded hundreds of miles from help. Then there's the wildlife. Kangaroos, camels, and emus are all major road hazards. Hitting a kangaroo at high speed is bad enough in a normal car. Now imagine the impact when you're driving a 200-ton road train. That's why these trucks are equipped with roo bars to protect the front end from damage. And let's not forget the sheer exhaustion of the job. Road train drivers spend long hours behind the wheel, covering thousands of kilometers at a time. Fatigue is a serious issue, and staying alert is a constant challenge. It's one of the toughest trucking jobs in the world, but for those who do it, there's no greater feeling than conquering the outback behind the wheel of one of these giants. Now, if you think these trucks are already insane, wait until you hear about the record-breaking ones. In 1999, a Kenworth truck in Australia pulled 45 trailers, stretching 610 meters long. That's over half a kilometer of truck. But the record didn't stop there. In 2006, a Mack Titan truck in Queensland pulled 113 trailers, weighing over 1,300 tons and stretching a mind-blowing 1,474 meters long. That's almost a mile. These attempts weren't for practical use, but they proved just how powerful these machines can be. And here's something to think about. Could road trains get even longer in the future? With advancements in truck technology, could we see even bigger and more efficient road trains on Australian highways? So there you have it, the longest, heaviest, and most extreme trucks on Earth. Road trains aren't just massive machines, they're an essential part of Australia's economy and a symbol of tough, no-nonsense trucking. They might seem over the top, but in a country as vast and remote as Australia, they make perfect sense. Now, I want to hear from you. Would you ever drive a road train? Or do you think they're just too extreme? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of trucking, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more incredible content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.